What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. Got some Cyberse action for you guys to check out, showing you what Cyberse can do when you splash a little bit of the Salamangreats in with them. I think Cyberse are, man, I don't know. I don't know if Cyberse are ever really going to get there as a type, which is actually insane because, you know, there's so much support for Cyberse as a type. If you guys watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Reigns, I swear to goodness, Yosaku plays probably 5 new cards every single time he duels, and he rarely uses, like, those cards multiple times in a duel. That kid has so many freaking cards, and because of that, you know, Cyberse have a billion different cards and so many different structure decks, and when you throw in Salamangreats, you get a whole nother archetype that actually works with all the other Cyberse supports. That was one of the things that I actually really like about Salamangreats, is the fact that, you know, I've said before, Salamangreats get to use a lot of all the crappy kind of Cyberse cards that other decks can't use, because they do require you to use Cyberse as a type. But this is kind of how I feel like Konami wants us to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, if you guys are gonna link spam, use the fucking cards from the anime, so you have to keep buying new booster sets. Man, it gets crazy how Yosaku just has so many just monsters, and he constantly goes into them. So Mir goes into Phalanx. Phalanx searches Sanctuary. He then summons Gazelle from his hand, drops Will in the graveyard, summons one Sunlight Wolf Sanctuary, second Sunlight Wolf gets Will back to his hand, double Monster Reborn of that. Now he goes for Transcode Talker. This card is, I am actually embarrassed I did not know about this card. Transcode Talker is so ridiculously good. Not only does it give you some pretty good link points, but then it summons one of your link monsters back. Like, it can be a link 3 or lower, so you can get a link that you use to summon Transcode. You can get it right back, and then when they're mutually linked, they both gain 500 attack. Like, Transcode is actually ridiculous. Hold on, does this card require like Cyberse or something? It requires, why does no one use this card? It says it just requires 2+ effect. I thought it required like Cyber, like no one uses this card and it's so good. So he brings back Sunlight Wolf, goes for Xcode Talker, one of the shittiest talkers. They should have put Transcode Talker on the front of the pack of Extreme Force. Transcode Talker is awesome. Xcode Talker is garbage. There's Clock Wyvern. Thought maybe he was going to go for a fusion play here, but nope, that is not going to happen. Continuing on with the extra. This is one of the jankiest extra links you'll ever see, because it's nothing but Cyberse monsters. Pure on jank extra link. Extra link is now confirmed. Cyberse extra link confirmed. A little bit of help from Firewall Dragon, but you know, it did its job. He's not done though. It is going to get a little bit better because Gumblar will be making an appearance. Also, he has Cyberse Wicked, which is also going to give a little bit of protection for these monsters. Gumblar establishes the extra link and takes some cards from his opponent's hand. His opponent is actually going to summon into the Gumblar, unfortunately, so you know, lose a couple cards from his hand. He's gonna almost come back here, where he's he can't activate that's a shame. He can't activate the copy of Red Eyes Fusion because he doesn't have any extra monster zones. That kind of, he really could have maybe used that to get back into the game, actually. Red Eyes with Chain, you know what's crazy? He should have probably just given, he's actually going to fight back a little bit. I mean, not to the point where he's going to win, but you know, he did a lot of damage there. If he was able to resolve that Red Eyes Fusion, I don't know. Maybe he could have actually came back and won this duel, but that's pretty much going to be a wrap. He might use Spiny here because Spiny can be used on non-Salamangreat monsters, but nope, just goes for another copy of Transcode Talker, and that's going to end this duel. But yeah, this is kind of how I feel that Konami wants us playing like link spam. They want us using like all Cyberse monsters so that they can constantly give new support to the characters in the anime, and then we have to constantly buy them. But you know, will Cyberse ever get there to where it can be its own kind of standalone I guess deck? I'm not sure, because if you have to run a bunch of Salamangreats in the deck, then it's like you're not really winning because of the Cyberse stuff. You're winning because the Salamangreats and all the Monster Reborns of the archetype are kind of carrying you. But I kind of feel like maybe by like the last year of Reigns era, maybe they'll be really good, because you know, if you don't know, Konami has given us new types in past eras of Yu-Gi-Oh, whether it be Arc V, which gave us Worms, or 5Ds, which gave us Psychic, and they never supported those types nearly as much because they never had the protagonists in the anime play those types. But now that Yosaku actually plays Cyberse, they're kind of like, yeah, we're just going to keep pushing this type. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the nice little short display of Cyberse action. If you did, give a video a thumbs up. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on that notification bell for daily videos.